This here is the map that was shown to us for Project Caesar in Tinto Talks number 4, and this map, while intending just to show us the scale of the various locations, also shows map borders, and with these map borders, people were able to make a reasonably accurate guess as to when the start of the game is going to be. And let's be honest, it's EU5. I'm going to stop calling it Project Caesar from here on out. We're talking about EU5. So this one, for example, from Poniry Wojtek, shows... Wait, hang on. No, this map's got an error in it. There we go, that's better. This map from Poniry Wojtek, and edited by myself, shows the potential start of the game in EU5, and honestly it looks like a very interesting start of the game. And in fact, Johan on the forums went ahead and confirmed that the start of the game is going to be the 1st of April 1337, which is April Fool's Day on the leet year, so I don't know, I feel like grains of salt can still somewhat be held, but I'm still confident that this is the correct date. Just before we get into it, 61% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, and it would really mean a lot to me if you like my content and want to see more of it. If you'd hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, doesn't cost you anything, it would be great for me. And also, for the algorithm, and to make sure my video gets seen by more people, comments and likes really actually help quite a lot. If you want to help me out, that'd be the greatest way to do it. Again, doesn't cost you anything. Anyway, back to it. I thought maybe it would be a good idea if I could sort of familiarize myself with this year in EU4, and well, that's exactly what we're going to be doing today, because the mod, Voltaire's Nightmare 2, there will of course be a link in the description to this mod, you should go and check it out for yourself, but this is roughly what we're going to be seeing in the world when we get to load up in EU5. Now, let's have a look around the world before I select Byzantium. And obviously, EU5 is probably not going to have as much granularity in the Holy Roman Empire as we see here, because, let's be honest, this is insane, and who made this is insane. It's not only Voltaire's nightmare, it's everybody's nightmare. And if you have a bad PC, I would not get your hopes too highly up before you try and play this. But of course we have a crazy Holy Roman Empire. Italy is just so incredibly detailed to the point of ridiculousness. It puts Mayon taxes even to shame. And in fact, the granularity almost, and in some places does, put Imperator Rome to shame. I think Imperator Rome has a more granular Greece, but this mod here has a much more granular Italy, obviously much more granular Germany, much more granular France, and again, much more granular England. Now, of course, we are not playing EU5 right now. We are playing Voltaire's Nightmare, so we don't have population. We still have the, honestly, kind of awful development system. I'm still not a fan of it, never will be. We still have mana, and that's something we're just going to have to put up with. But for giving an idea of what the world is going to look like, and maybe potentially what your game will look like, I do think we're not too far off. Some things are different based on the map that we were shown, or the map that was shown by Wojtek. Such as Theodoro was existing in his map, and here it is owned by Trebizond. Ladik was much smaller. Philadelphia was in fact owned by the Romans rather than being an independent polity. Though, if I check my diplomat mode, we do actually have a core on them. And some various other minor differences and details, but for the most part, maps are pretty accurate. There is an insane Holy Roman Empire with 347 princes, which is just a delusionally high number. But also, because we of course do not have a China, the mandate system has actually been reworked into being the Grand Principality of the Rus system. where obviously you can try and get control over the Russian kind of area. And I like the symbol that they've got for it. Very nice. With any luck, someone else other than these guys will be taking control. But yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a lot of new mechanics like those, or reworked mechanics, let's say. And also, the mod actually has quite a few start dates. I probably should have gone over it before I jumped in. But we're playing in the 1337 start date, and I've even rolled the game back to the 1st of April. It actually starts in, I think, like the 30th of April. But I rolled it back because, or EU5 start, and it doesn't make any difference at all. But I think there's a 1054 start, which has, you know, the Normans ready to invade England. This is the 100 Years' War start. They have a 30 Years' War start. They have a bunch of start dates, which is something that EU5 will not have. We have been told kind of repeatedly that the idea of making multiple start dates in EU5 is just incredibly unlikely, to the point of just stop asking, it's not going to happen. So we're going to get one start date, almost certainly. That's going to be 1337, and while that will have a lot of impact on people, and impact on like playing for over 100 years, 180 years or so before Protestantism shows up, for example, or playing for 150 years before any colonization starts in that kind of way, is gonna certainly be a very different experience. But hey, I'm all for starting something new and seeing where things go. So yeah, let's have a look at this mod a bit more. Obviously, as we start in a future time date rather than the very earliest one, we already start with Tech 26 in 1337, which is certainly a thing. And we also start with 3 ideas fully unlocked, and 4 of our national ideas, which take 5 to unlock rather than the standard 3. By the time we get to unlock our final idea group, we're going to be on Tech 67, which is... I don't even know how to see when that date actually is. It's so far in the future, it's basically irrelevant. We're certainly not going to be reaching it. The mission tree has also been expanded quite substantially. There are some standardized missions, it seems, like building roads, embracing guilds. All of this seems to be very standardized that everyone gets. There are some Roman-specific missions, Komnenian succession, introducing feudalism, rooting out heresies, etc. We also have, I think this is just the vanilla basic mission tree. There's extra missions down here. Becoming the Prince of the Rus is here, I guess, for some reason. Some more Roman-specific mission tree. There's a lot of stuff here for you to do, and you also start with a few of them unlocked. Like, obviously, the rooting out heresies, fortifying coasts, etc. So there's quite a bunch to do. And, of course, the Roman Empire starts with some cores both on Serbia, on Scuria, and Philadelphia. Personally, I'm of the belief that they probably should have cores on all of Bulgaria, Serbia, all of the Ottoman Beyliks, and all of that sort of stuff, because, of course, it's their cores. They should have a core on Rome that it lasts until eternity. But it is also very cool that the Vatican is separate. When you have a map this insanely detailed, you could basically show everything. Like, Andorra not only is shown, but is, like, joined by other things that I've never seen before. Like, Palars. I've never heard of them. Ribagorza. Other independent polities in the Pyrenees. Very interesting. Some of these provinces are just insanely small. This makes sense, apparently. This breakdown apparently makes sense to someone, but okay. Holland looking cracked as well, quite literally. But yeah, I just wanted to show off a bit of Voltaire's Nightmare. We're not going to be having a campaign in it. I just wanted to make a video to show you this and see if this is something you would like to play, so you get maybe a little bit of an idea about what the rest of the world looks like at the start date of EU5. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be very interested to hear them. Is Voltaire's Nightmare accurate to 1337 in your estimations? Meanwhile, I am actually going to go and do a bit of a game, just for fun, I guess, because, you know, gotta recreate the Roman Empire in every game. It's just a thing I do. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.